and welcome back to day number 333. My name is Mary, and today's story is the decision about the Gentiles. After Paul and Barnabas brought Antioch the news that the Gentiles had turned to the Lord, a great question arose in the church. Some of the strict Jews said, all these Gentile believers must become Jews and keep the Jewish laws about food, feasts, washings, and offerings. Others said that the laws were made for Jews only, and that Gentiles who believed in Christ were not called to believe as Jews. After many words on both sides, Paul and Barnabas, with other believers, went up to Jerusalem to lay this matter before the apostles and the elders of the church. They listened to Paul's story of God's great work among the Gentiles, talked about it, and sought God in prayer. At last, the apostles, elders, and the whole church in Jerusalem sent a message to the Gentiles who believed, telling them that Jews and Gentiles were alike before God, that both were saved by believing in Christ, and that Gentiles who believed were not called to keep the laws given to the Jews. The apostles Paul, Barnabas, Judas, and Silas were sent to bring this news to the church at Antioch. They went and read the letter, which brought great joy to the Gentile believers. Now, the Gentiles who believed in Christ were able to serve the Lord without obeying all the rules that the Jews themselves found very hard to keep. After a time, Paul said to Barnabas, let us go out again and visit the brethren in the cities where we preach the gospel and see how they are doing. Barnabas was willing to go and wanted to take along John Mark as their helper. But Paul did not think it was a good idea to take with them the young men who went home in the middle of their journey and left them to visit strange lands alone. Barnabas was determined to take Mark, and Paul refused to have him go. So at last Paul and Barnabas separated. Barnabas took Mark and went to the island of Cyprus. Paul chose as his helper Silas, who had come from Jerusalem to Antioch, and Paul and Silas went through the lands in Asia Minor that Paul had visited on his earlier journey. Everywhere they sought out the churches that had been planted by Paul and Barnabas, encouraging the disciples to be faithful in the Lord. And that was the word of the Lord. Now, our discussion questions are four. The first one, what question arose in the church? What question arose in the church? Number two, who had to decide what was right? Who had to decide what was right? Second part of number two, what did they decide? What did they decide? Number three, how did their decision make the Gentiles feel? How did their decision make the Gentiles feel? Four and last, Why didn't Paul want to take John Mark on their next journey? What happened? Why didn't Paul want to take John Mark on their next journey? What happened? So now we are done with day 333. How time flies. 5 minutes. Okay, may God bless us all. Until next time. Have a great day. Bye for now.